I'm a little surprised at how incredibly nonchalant our kids are about this.
Yeah, you know what? I'll back you up on that. My kids too are handling this way better than I thought they would.
Like, I thought, because it's not like our, and I'll only speak for our kids, that it's not like they're getting all kinds of information that indicates that, this is no big deal, right? I don't think any of our children are spending a ton of their online time looking at coronavirus material. They're on TikTok, for God's sake. They're going, why is Jack Black on TikTok?
Yeah, right.
That's what they're saying today.
Yeah.
Right? The For You page is all they care about. But I would have thought a couple of weeks ago that there would be more conversations required to soothe our kids' fears than there have been. They're like, with social distancing, we get that. But it's not like anyone's in a panic.
No, it's like every once in a while my kids almost kind of forget and they'll want us to go do something. And I'll say, look, listen, guys, remember we said we can't right now. It's like grocery store and daddy's going to work and then that's about it. But they are dealing with it better. And I'm wondering if it's because of social media and being able to connect with their friends that way. Because I can't help but think of when we were their age. Let's say it was even the 80s. Like, what would you have done? If you're at home all day and you aside from maybe phoning your friends, there's no way to stay in contact with everyone. This is an easier time to handle this than probably any other.
Well, and you could only phone one friend at a time, right? Whereas now you see kids will have 5 or 10 of them on there at the same time, and they're all basically just hanging out doing the same thing. But, one of the things we've often laughed about is with kids, when you say maybe, and you leave that door open, any question that is asked, hey, Dad, can we blank? Maybe they take that as a yes, right? The only word that they take as a no is no. Anything else, okay, now I think we got a little room to work him a little bit here because he did say maybe. And I think the same thing, I think it's going to be tough for our kids on Monday when this, the online schooling begins. And I don't know how they're going to ramp it up. We're going to find more about that today. But I think they've already got in their heads, school's not coming back anytime soon. I think it might be more difficult to get them involved in this online learning than if they just introduced it for no other reason than what the government had been saying anyway, which is kids should be doing some online learning.
Yeah. Well,
right? I think in that case, they might have looked at online learning as a bonus. This is awesome. I don't have to sit in class, and I just got to do this stuff. Now they were thinking, we got 2 months of this. This is awesome.
Right. I think they think no school means no learning. And that's the hardest point I'm trying to get across to my kids is that, like, I don't know if my kids' teachers are like keeners or something, but they've been kind of on this for like a week or so. And like, so my kids have been getting like daily assignments, and getting them to do that is really, really difficult. And then, and truthfully, and I'll be honest with you, like my oldest son's in grade 6, that math is hard. Like I did a thing about trying to find the common denominators or something like that, and you can turn them from fractions to decibels or something, and it's hard.
Decibels? Did you say decibels?
What is it? Not decibels. Oh man, decimals?
I'm not very good at math either, buddy, but thank you. I feel so much better about my own skills. Decibels. Like, how many decibels is an aircraft taking off in your ear? Well, it's about 130, I think.
Maybe that's why I got every answer wrong. They learn different, these kids today anyways, right? It's a different type of learning. Decimals. So it's like fractions to decimals. Like, truthfully, guys, when was the last time you did that? And then I'm biting my tongue saying to my kids, listen, kids, you'll never need to know this. I get it, but you have to do it. I can't let them know that, because then they're going to be like, well, Dad, if we don't need it, we don't need it. If you haven't used it in 30 years, why should I be doing it now?
Well, that's why you got to tell your kids all the time how much you do math.
Right.
Just not when they're looking, because you don't want to confuse them.
Yeah.
The rest of my day, the times of the day when I'm not here, all I'm doing is math.
That's right. Fractions, decibels, everything.
All of those. Well, this is the world we know now. Some changes. Ryan, do you want to describe where you are this morning?
Testes, wallet and watch. Can you hear me? I am in a sub studio. I feel like right now, like Johnny's Garbutt's visiting me. I'm in prison. Oh, barely. Take your shirt off, Johnny.
At a guy in some dystopian film who was somehow able to broadcast from a sub-basement.
That's right. Yeah, so I'm like in a side studio. Normally we use this for like production and voice tracking, so I can see Garbett, but there's a thick pane of glass between us.
Basically you're social distancing.
Yes, we are. Yes,
you're just doing the right thing, my man.
So do I sound all right on the radio? We're on the radio.
we are on the radio now. When this was discussed and the idea was put to us of putting me at home and Ryan into the other studio, were you I'm standing up to this guy, or were you go along to get along guy?
I think I said you'll never take me alive, copper. I was refusing up until now, and now I got forced to be put in here because you can't keep Johnny and I apart. We haven't been apart since grade 10.
So did the company have to introduce sanctions?
Yes.
In order to get you to actually move out of the room with Johnny Garth Garbett?
They have the upper hand when they have the whole, you like having a job, right? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids. So, it's the right thing to do. And we can still all talk and hang out and have fun.
Now, at any point during the morning, are you allowed to open the door into Garbett's room and like wave and say hi? Or are you not allowed in there now?
No, I'm not allowed in. In fact, I did have something on the printer I needed, and he slipped it through the door like we are in prison. It's weird. We can write notes.
That's a 2020 delivery right there.
That's right.
That's the way it goes. When somebody shows up at your door with some sort of delivery, you always must carry a hockey stick.
That's right.
Because it's also that, and whoever invented the hockey stick, and we've seen a ton about it in the last couple of weeks, using the hockey stick as an example of social distancing. That just imagine you've got a hockey stick in your hand. But whoever came up with the way the blade comes off the stick itself, perfect for picking up like grocery bags.
You're right.
Like somebody was 125 years ahead of their time here.
We almost, or you need that. Johnny, do you still pick up garbage in the neighborhood? Are you allowed to do that with your little claw thing?
I am, because I'm on my own. Just me doing the garbage thing. I have one of those claw things. And it's not a hockey stick size. I'm going to say it's maybe half a hockey stick.
Yeah.
So I'm social distancing from all the garbage.
This is a perfect example, though, of how things have changed. When you first bought that, we mocked you mercilessly for the little claw, and then it's got a cord, right, where to make the claw. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just an open claw, and then when you pull the cord, the claw claws.
Yes.
And we mocked you, and we said, what kind of a numbskull is ever going to need this thing? Turns out we were 100% wrong.
Absolutely. Now I have the ability to go around to every single parking lot in Bolton and pick up all the blue plastic gloves I want.
And you don't have to bend over.
No, that's true.
Every afternoon, you can hear our good pal Fearless Fred on Q107. And Fred's a great guy. Fred's actually an awesome guy. But we have very little in common with Fred. As a matter of fact, I think you could say the three of us are polar opposites of Fred.
Put it this way, he's Cousin Larry and we're Belky. Like, we just couldn't be more opposite.
Indeed. So I'll give you an example of, if you follow people, for instance, on Twitter, it's probably because either you find them incredibly interesting and you may disagree with them on some stuff, or you have something in common, like maybe a sports team or something. Fred is one of the few people who posts stuff that I simply don't understand. Like the other day, 2 days ago, Fred tweeted, "I'm having to use Roll20 and Discord for gaming and I hate it. Long live the table." Now I could sit here for the next 5 years and still not have, with Google, with an internet connection, and still not have the slightest clue what that means.
I understand pictures drawn in caves from 500 years ago more than I understand his tweets. I get an elk jumping over a deer. I get it.
Indeed,
Yeah.
Indeed. But he's such a great guy. We're even willing to let him off with this one. And what I noticed when Fred put this up on Twitter yesterday was that he is by no means alone. And it's something we've talked about for the last, week and a half. Here's the tweet. From Fearless Fred, the man you can hear every afternoon on Q107. Am I the only one who didn't really like Tiger King? They were fascinating characters, yes, but they were all garbage people. Like none of them were anything short of profiteers of animal suffering. Of course, he's not wrong. They are all garbage people. But I think one of those fundamental differences between us is that we find the garbage people tremendously entertaining.
I love like a skid feeding a tiger. Like I love it. I'm sorry, I'm as deep as a puddle, I guess. I loved everything about it. And it breaks my heart that he doesn't like it. But I'm starting to hear from people that aren't liking it. And I don't know why.
A lot of people that really don't like it. But okay, do you think, for instance, that even though we greatly enjoyed Tiger King from moment one to the very end, would you actually take your kids to a place that has tigers by the side of the road in Ohio, or Kentucky, or Tennessee, or in his case, Oklahoma?
But, and that's the beauty of it, is I would never do that. I just want to enjoy these people from the comfort of my couch.
You know what? I got to tell you, I have some really deeply rooted insecurities in my life. I need people like them just to feel good about myself.
Yes, you look worse and are worse than I am as a human being. So I'm doing okay in life. Yes. I'm looking at you, Eric Cowie.
I'm not looking at pictures all day of a shirtless, fearless Fred. He's only going to make me feel bad about myself.
Maybe he doesn't like country music, because there's some fantastic tunes in that documentary as well, like Here Kitty Kitty.
Oh, here kitty, kitty, Mama's got some treats for you. Oh, here kitty, kitty.
The best line.
Now, does that not hurt to know that it's not actually Joe Exotic singing on that?
I know. I still don't care.
Can you believe Joe Exotic would attempt to deceive us? Oh, man. Very disappointing. I don't remember what day was the last day I left my house. Now, you guys are still going to the station, and Ryan, you may continue to. You may end up broadcasting from home, and as we continue, if anything, things continue to tighten up, not loosen up. And I think it was Friday. Might have been Thursday, though.
Like, the gas in your car might go bad like it does in your lawnmower in spring. Come on, girl! You should have put some other fluid in there. You know when you try to start your lawnmower, your neighbor's like, you didn't put any of that cleaner in there? Nope. Gas has gone funky.
Could even be one of those, how do you start this thing?
That's right. What button do I push again?
Boy, not only is Premier Doug angry, how about John Tory yesterday? Man's not kidding around. He sounds like he's ready to go get physical, take it to the next level.
Did I hear the word, or read the word damn mad?
Yes.
What?
Those people that go out and play soccer or go on fitness equipment that's been taped off, I'm damn mad about it. When you know people of a certain age, when they throw damn in there, yes. I'm damn mad.
And I'm not going to take it anymore.
Stay home.
Thanks, Mayor.
The man's not just mad. The man is damn mad. Insane, ridiculous behavior on the part of people who are adults. We're not talking about 4-year-olds here. I can't say I disagree with them.
To the point now, they're talking about maybe issuing fines ranging from $750 to $5,000.
It should be $5 million.
I agree.
Make it $5 million. And just send a message. Find one really rich guy. You surveil him, right? You know he's already a bad actor. God, I love that term. He's a bad actor, right? You follow him. You catch him in, like the Soviets used to do, they call it compromat, compromising material. You get him on video, and you say, $5 million fine right there. And believe me, the rest of us will pay attention. Like, how do you not get this message?
Like, and how much do you, listen, how much do you admire being in shape where you're tearing down tape to go and work out? You know what I mean? Like, this is the time where we just got to take it easy for a little bit. And you just cannot handle that as an adult. He's damn mad. You're not the bee's knees anymore.
No.
Right?
He's not, man, there was a time when he was mad.
Yes.
And that was last week. He was just mad. Now he's damn mad.
I'm damn mad. For some reason, I feel like I gotta say it like that. I'm damn mad. And I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Keeping our hands clean, something that I think most of us have gotten that message from here on in. But you know what? First of all, your hands shouldn't stink.
Stinky hands. The old stink hand. Especially certain parts.
let's face it, if you're spending all day in sweatpants, there's a pretty good chance your hands are going to stink.
It stinks in here.
I've said to my wife for 20 years, man, it's just natural, okay? Your hand has to go down there. I'm not doing anything perverted.
Carl.
But the thing is, I think it's also very important that you have a number of different scents of either hand sanitizer or soap. Like right now, I've got a nice lavender Merlot going.
Nice.
Very nice. Very soft on the hands, I might admit, too. But at night, I find I like a smoky mahogany soap.
Like a musky kind of thing. I love it. I got some off-brand from a neighbor. He
Hey,
said
you got to do what you got to do, buddy.
He sent a text out. Got him for $5 a shot.
Nice.
Yeah, he said it's not like there's no like the aloe in it and stuff like that, but it's technically legal.
No.
He said it's up to
It
the
doesn't have stuff like aloe in it.
It's made with vegetables or something. Yeah.
Like what scent is it? Stale smokes?
It's like no scent. It's nothing.
It's Grandpa's cigar.
He left a bag. I kid you not. He left a bag on his porch, and me and my neighbors all dropped our money and then grabbed how many we ordered.
Hold on, he's delivered. It's actually in a bag.
You just take no. It's like it's in a it's like a bulk barn.
Like you have to bring your own bucket?
Is there a bottle inside the bag, or is it just hand sanitizer in a bag?
As much as I want it to be just sanitizer in like a bag, there is bottles. But hilarious if you just had like a plastic and then like a twist tie to the top of it, like a milk
And that
bag.
scent is what? Like, taint what you think it is? Even our dog has just gone nuts in the last couple of weeks. Like, she's at the front door right now, just yelling at nobody. She does this about 10 times a day. You know, something's weird anyway. You know, I wanted to talk for a minute about if she ever stopped. I wanted to talk for a minute about somebody control the dog. So we just played the Hip, and Paul Langlois did a thing last week, and needless to say, the Hip wouldn't be touring anyway. But you know, because so much of life right now is divided between essential and non-essential, one of the non-essential things that I think many of us already miss, and that many people have lost their livelihoods about, is music, and live music specifically, and really two different sides of it. One of them, a friend of mine I heard from the other day, who said, and this is a guy who carries his own equipment, he plays bass, he hauls that amp and his bass up the stairs to the gig, he doesn't make much money off it, but it is the difference between starving and eating, and he is 18 gigs he had coming up that are all gone now. And you may know a musician who, you know, at the best of times is just trying to do what they love and make a few bucks. And then there's the other side of it, which are the big bands, the touring bands, and that, you know, can be anywhere from clubs right up to Scotiabank Arena and Rogers Centre and, you know, the amphitheater, those types of bands as well. And as we know, that's just been shut right down. And it's a huge business. There are thousands of people in North America who, one way or another, depend upon touring bands to make their livelihood. And because it's been deemed non-essential, it's just kind of like, you're not working, and on we go. But for us, the consumer, if, you know, we're already getting to the point where we miss it, but what I can't help but think about, and I've read a lot of stories in the last few weeks about the decimation of the concert business in early 2020. But I can't help but wonder what's going to happen when this starts up again. I'll just throw out a date for you, because this is the one that's in my head. July 1st. As of July 1st, bands can tour again. We can then congregate in big places. And that, of course, is just an arbitrary date. Who gets to go out on tour first? You can't have 30 huge bands touring at the same time. You can't have all the bands that were going to be on the road this spring and summer playing places like the Budweiser stage all deciding to tour at the same time. It just can't possibly happen. And especially once you add professional sports back into that mix, because now you're fighting for dates. But we all know how much a concert ticket costs. Nobody is going to go to 5 shows over the summer at $300 a pop. So how they're going to roll that out again? Who's going to get to go first? If it's July 1st, who's playing in that first week? And if you're in a big band, why aren't you able to entertain your fans in that first month? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go last? Who's going to go at all?
Wow.
There are a lot of questions that are going to come out, particularly when it comes to the music business, right throughout North America and worldwide. And that might be one of the very first things you do when this whole thing comes to its conclusion, is say, I want to go see one of my favorite bands, and I want to see them pretty soon.
Okay, Derringer is one smart cookie, but here's your